Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AFL NT. You're watching our coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin and Larrakia country. We're here for round 17 action, the no more round of the 23-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. Today, to end round 17, St Mary's versus Palmerston. My name is Nick Danks, my commentary partner this evening, Ian Butterworth. Ian, how are you?
Look, I'm well, Nick, and looking forward to the game. We just looking at the goal kickers for the season. Jared Brander was on top with 61 prior to this round. Yep. Didn't kick a goal, playing for Southern Districts against Nightcliff. Jaden Magro was on 59. He got 261. So Brander's 61, Magro's 61, and Jackson Calder playing in this game 48. He's the reigning Dennis Dunn medalist, is Jackson Calder. He's on 48. So got to get a lazy 13 to make it 3 on 61.
Just a lazy 13. Of course, the round has ended. There's a couple of results we've had in already. Let's have a look at these. Of course, just before 99-point win to Buffs over. Got to get my numbers right in a minute. Buffs had a big win over Pine had a big win over the Tiwi Bombers, 99 points. Got my numbers wrong here. Darwin Tigers the Nightcliff Tigers defeated Southern Districts by 10 points, and Waratah defeated the Darwin Buffs by 11. That's where I was heading for. So, of course, the big news out of that, in their second season, Pint have made finals footy, so it's outstanding for the competition.
Look, well done to the Pointers and Shannon Motlop, of course, the coach. And I watched the Darwin Buffalo Waratah game, and it was probably the game of the season for me.
Yep.
Fantastic performance by both teams, and as you mentioned, I think 11 points, did you say, that Waratah won, which kept Buffalo out of the top 5, and Pint, as you said,
99 points, so that's a nice handy little win for them. And as they now go into a week's rest, and they play Palmerston next week, so we'll see what happens tonight. But you could say that I've had a chat to a couple of Palmerston boys expecting tonight. They put a few new young guys out there, a couple of people missing, and you expect St Mary's, after the Tigers win, going to go out there tonight and play fairly hard, certainly in the first half, to secure this victory and come in for a top spot playoff next week.
Yeah, look, I think you're right, and it's someone's got to finish last. I just haven't liked what Palmerston have put on the paddock, and I mean, things happen in NTFL footy. It's a population issue and a management issue, but Palmerston never give up, and their skipper tonight, of course, is Philip Wills. He's got the 0 number on his back, as has Dylan Lant, and we'll just wait for the game to get underway. Big Paish will take the ruck, Alexander Paish for the Maggies, and Jake Toa, number 23. Pint, I've still got green and gold.
Yeah.
I've got green and gold on mine. St Mary's won the toss and will kick to the airport end. So we see Jake Toa line up against Alexander Paish.
Yeah, 29 degrees here in Darwin at the moment. We're going to guess the breeze to the right of screen because they've got to put the flags up, but it always does go to the airport end as we get underway.
Up they go, and probably a dead heat in the ruck. Ball on the ground in dispute. Palmerston looking to get the first clearance. Tyson Young will have to give it up to the man, and we'll have the secondary ball up in the bullseye. Up they go, the same combatants. Again, a dead heat, so one-on-one, if you like, and away we go. And St Mary's go forward, inside forward 50s. They'll be looking for Jackson Calder, and Calder, as I said, a lazy 13 needs to get, it's a tall order. Tyson Young, inside defensive 50 for the Maggies, gets it forward, goes nicely. Declan Barnett, big right footer, favours the grandstand side. Up they fly, ball on the ground, in dispute, fall to Levi Grigg. Palmerston working forward, Lant, that's his second possession, usually racks them up. Ball goes out wide. St Mary's on the fly, on the outer wing. The ground's in good nick, very good nick. They go wide again, controlling the footy. St Mary's, it'll take a good one, outside forward 50, kicks it up to the goal square, over the back, couple of Palmerston defenders running around behind the football. Ben Agnew, outside defensive 50, but a nice mark taken that time by Seth Harris, who's a busy player. A kick on goal, up in the goal square. Calder couldn't take the mark, over the back. The position to be is in front. St Mary's running hard, excuse me, after the football. Vallejo gets the ball out. Round we go, onto the left foot. kicks toward the goal, and the first score on the board, but it's taken them 2 minutes, and St Mary's are on the board. One behind, the Maggies yet to score.
As you said, the ground's in outstanding condition. Last time we were here, it absolutely belted our rain about 2 weeks ago, so we gave it a week's rest last week, and the groundkeepers have done an outstanding job.
Kyle Hams. I don't see Ashton Hams out there. Hams kicks it forward. Miles Paholke. No prior opportunity. The field umpire says, give it to me, and they do that nicely. So St Mary's still in attack. Kick forward somehow. No mark taken. Defensive work. Got to work overtime so early in the game. Kicked out, not outside defensive 50. Palmerston have the footy. Got to get rid of it first go. Levi Grigg, this time outside defensive 50. Favours the grandstand side here at Marara Oval. Sells the dummy. Running hard. Took him on. The umpire gave him plenty of time. Probably rightly so. Page goes back again. Busy player. Paholke gets it out wide. Teammate out there is Tyson Young. He's had a bit of the footy. Waiting for it, calling. Declan Barnett. Nice kick. Scoreboard side here at Marara. In fact, it was a pretty ordinary kick, and Gallus will bring the ball back inside the corridor. The corridor's easy because the centre square, I suppose, for the finals, Nick, that it's on the far side, so they'll straighten up the centre square at some stage. Ball marked by Broderick Church. The elder statesman, Church, kicks on goal and misses to the right-hand side, so a point each. Scores a level. 3.5 minutes coming up, 4 minutes Q1.
Yeah, they're pretty tight at the moment, Palmerston. They're staying man-to-man pretty well. Do play a zone fence normally, but they've locked them up pretty well.
Long, Paredes, mark dropped. Palmerston working nicely. Declan Barnett had a fair bit of the footy. Here's the skipper, number 0 on the back. Gets it out wide to Hams, sells the dummy. Goes on the left foot, which is what the Hams normally do. Rolling up to forward 50. Running around Jacob Long. Nice to see him in St Mary's colours. Long, nicely into the corridor. Runs his full measure. Kicks inside, just inside forward 50. Jackson Calder a long way from the goal square, from where he should be. Wearing him like a glove, and I suppose he will for the entire game, Tate Barrett. So we reckon that Jackson Calder's got to kick a lazy 13.
Yeah, I just think...
To equal. To equal Brander and Magro, who have 61 each with 1 round to play.
Been outstanding this season, both those guys.
Page in the ruck. No one wins it to advantage. Running around Lant once again. Third possession. Always gets a bucket full, if that's the collective noun for possessions. Vallejo, handball. Ted Castle. Over the footy. St Mary's working hard, but the defence of Palmerston up to it at the moment. It's early days. Hams hung on to. Second effort, very good. St Mary's are going to have to work. Ted Castle taken high. Immediately plays on Vallejo. Probably should have stopped and taken his kick. And another minor score. So that's 3 minor scores. 2 to St Mary's, 1 to the Maggies. 6 minutes into Q1. Scoring's a bit of a premium, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's the problem, though, when it's coming to these sort of games, is the guys have just got to settle down and get a bit more on target there and slow it up. Palmerston seem to have settled in pretty well, but St Mary's are just rushing everything they're doing at the moment.
Kyle Hams, series of foot passes out to Tyson Young. And the ball is seen out of bounds. So well done, Matthew Gook. The tall man will be the chop-out ruckman. Slightly favouring St Mary's in their forward line. Gook up against Toya. Maggie's clear once again. Up they fly. Mark dropped or not taken by Luke Davies for St Mary's. Can't find the handle. St Mary's have the footy now. Favouring the corridor. Get it inside Paredes. Has a bounce after 2 paces. Paredes runs to 50. Kicks on goal. Won't make the distance. Over the back, Calder. Can this be number 1 of his 13?
Yeah, too tall, too strong then. Got it the second grab. Umpire's bringing him round to that point post. They work these angles out sometimes. That ball's directly to him. And
well, it's a line-up from where he takes the mark to the middle of the goal line. He runs around onto his non-preferred left, and Calder has won the first goal of the game. Took him 7 minutes, 22 seconds, but he got it.
And there's some kid in the car park with a new footy, because that one cleared the fence, cleared the trees, did the lot. So someone's running down the main road with a footy at the moment.
So Jackson Calder has the goal. We're talking he's got to get 13. Well, he doesn't have to get 13, but we've got Jared Brander, 61 goals, and Jaden Magro, 61 goals with a round to go. And Jackson Calder, the reigning Dennis Dunn medalist, that's the accolade for the highest goal scorer in Premier Grade NTFL footy. He had 48 at the start of the game. Now he's got 49. So it's got a bit of catching up to do.
Of course, playing to remain in top spots. St Mary's are today after a win today by 10 points over Southern Districts by the Tigers.
So Conway in ruck for St Mary's. Conway rucks, then gets the gather, then gets the clearance. St Mary's working forward. You're talking about system. Perhaps this is the system starting to work. Lant has his 4th or 5th possession so early in the game. Picked up by that man Paholke, who's been very good for Palmerston in defence. The all-important clearance. It doesn't really matter who wins the ruck, it's the clearance, isn't it? Forward they go. St Mary's, they're starting to get the system working. A series of handballs. Out it goes wide to Joel Garner. Garner off the... and they're running in to an open goal, and there's the goal. There's another one. Thomas Dewsbury got a goal for St Mary's, so they're second. St Mary's go to 2-2-14. Palmerston Magpies just the 1-4A forward. 9 minutes in, 1 behind. So 13 points at this stage to the Saints.
And of course, it's the Towards Zero Road safety round. Too many people are dying and injured on our roads. On average, 40 people die and 500 people are seriously injured each year on Northern Territory roads. So this is the Towards Zero round. And of course, the 2 captains wearing 0 on the back, and one of the umpires as well. He's about to take the bounce now.
Back in the middle. It's a worthy cause, isn't it?
Absolutely. The NTFL do a really good job on some of those causes during the season. This one, of course, the domestic violence one as well, and all those.
All relevant. You're quite right.
They do really good job
relevant.
on that.
Yep, my word, they do. So the chop-out ruckman, Owen Conway. St Mary's, number 35 we see there. Gook got the tap, ball on the ground. The Palmerston go forward. Working it out of defence. There's Lant once again. I wonder how many possessions he's going to finish up at the end of the first quarter. He really is a ball magnet, isn't he?
Yeah, certainly was. Watched him last week at Gardens Oval, and he was everywhere. Forward line, back line, and had an absolute beautiful game.
Just 50 possessions, I think.
Yeah, something just quietly like that. I lost count after 3/4 time.
Conway tapped it nicely, working forward. Joel Garner, a hard worker for St Mary's. Here's Calder, has a goal, gets the ball handball in, sling, didn't fall over, probably should have, would have got a free kick. But there was a free kick. It's late at night, gentlemen, and the free kick will go to Seth Harris, another busy player for St Mary's. Harris directly in front, man on the mark, probably halfway, 25 metres out, so he'll have to kick from 30. Harris runs in, kicks on the right. Looked like it slightly come off the outside, but if they all come off the outside like that, that's easy. The third goal, the first for Harris, the third for St Mary's. They go to 3-2-20. Palmerston Magpies, 1 behind, 11 minutes into Q1.
Always a giveaway when the goal umpire just looks straight above their head. It's when they do that run over to the left or right, you think, well, hang on, they're in trouble here.
Hello.
When they stand still and lean backwards, a bit of aerobics there, you know it's going to go straight in, and that's exactly what happened there.
Indeed, it was an educated kick.
3-2-20 to a single point, 11.5 minutes into the first quarter in this no more round here at TIO Stadium.
Field umpire ready to move in. Conway against Big Paish. Paish crosses the line, but the ball was in the air when he crossed the line. Conway. There he is again, number 0. Almost double figures into the first quarter. Definite push in the back. I mean, it was just not necessary. And Brodie Souter, too far out to score. Nice kick off the boot. Looking for Calder, no doubt. Up they fly. No mark taken. Will Robinson. We'll just see what Robinson might have a roving commission. Normally we see him down back. But he actually flew for that one-handed, so he must fancy himself. He didn't even have a glove on, and he flew one-handed.
Yeah. The AFL ball's just a bit too big for some players to catch one-handed, you would think. Yeah. Just
got to revert to the cricket ball, the baseball.
The little NFL ball, you might be able to do it, but the AFL ball's just a bit hard to catch one-handed.
Yeah. And it is Robinson in the ruck, and he fell behind the big fella Paish and really was no contest. Kicked off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full, and to take the free kick will be Miles Paholke, and he's racking them up as well. And they can't use the spare ball because it didn't score, so someone's got to fix your ball, bring it back to Paholke, and Paholke from right back pocket. Palmerston Magpies has
They can't use the spare ball because it's gone. The other kid's taken it.
Oh,
Not one of that end anyway.
That's right, it's out in the road. Wills goes across, still inside defensive 50. Out they come. Nice kick. Tate Barrett. Unsure. Grandstand side. Steps on the paint of 50, the defensive paint of 50. I'm not sure whether that was touched before it went out of bounds on the full. The boundary umpire has adjudicated, and it wasn't. So the boundary umpire will toss the ball in. Right half forward, St Mary's well in attack, or deep in attack.
Good decision by the boundary umpire. It was right in front of us and actually realised that it wasn't over the line before he punched it, and the boundary umpire agreed with us.
We've got running stats. How many's Dylan Lant got? Is it up to date on that?
It's just doing a memory thing now at the moment. That disposals, of course, well up for St Mary's, plus 14, and inside 50s plus 8, as you would imagine. Individual stats. We'll get the slow computer just to tick over and have a look at those. We'll have a look at that as we come into quarter time.
Ted Castle goes for courageous. That was so courageous there that time. Again by Paholke. Kicked out of nowhere, over the back, touch ball. Sitting in the goal square is Calder. Gets it out to Paredes. Paredes across the face of goal, kicked under huge pressure. Riley Lua clears defensive 50. Souter takes the mark. Too far out to score, methinks. No flags, no win. Souter goes short. Looks for, finds a teammate there, and should do. Mitch Musgrove can kick a goal, Musgrove. So Mitch Musgrove.
We assume he's kicking with the breeze as Zendo flags. Dylan Lance not on track to get his 50. He's only had 8 possessions so far.
Oh.
But a couple more in this quarter and he'll get himself back on track.
So Mitch Musgrove, kicks on goal, and that's number 4. Not for him, but number 4 for St Mary's. So St Mary's move on to 4-2. 26. I had to wait for the board to do the sum for me. Palmerston Magpies 1 behind. So they took 4 or 5 minutes, and I suppose that's understandable, to get some system and to get something going, St Mary's. But since then, they've had the ball on the string. They are
the best team, if not the second best team in the competition. And the good thing about this comp this year, probably any of the top 5 on their day, as Point just proved previously against Tiwi, who have been hot and cold this season. But at least when they've been hot, they've been really, really good.
Yep.
The Bombers. Point, after last week, 3 quarters without scoring a goal. This week's come out and kicked and won by 99 points.
The busy Joel Garner has the football, gets it out that time to Offermans. Offermans goes back by hand to Toa. Toa, he goes back. That time once again to the goal kicker, Seth Harris. Harris looking for a teammate out there, can't find it. Robinson scragged as he kicked, but at least he got the ball forward. There's the 2 number 0s. That's another stat for Dylan Lance, so that's number 9 for the term. Up they go, and the mark taken, nice mark taken, packed mark taken, and again I called him Joel Garner. He has been extremely busy. Probably Lant I would have to give 3 votes if I was giving 3 votes into the first quarter, but by gee, Joel Garner has had some possession as well. Now Garner, slightly left of centre, suits the right footer. We see the paint of 50, the long run up, as Joel Garner normally takes the long run up. Garner moves in very deliberately onto the left boot, kicks high, wide, and not so handsome.
No ball.
Yeah.
He did have a go at the umpire that he took his mind off the ball. He did claim that the player crossed the mark, and looking at it, he got pretty close to it, but he's kicked that out of bounds on the full.
Well, he perhaps shouldn't have been watching the mark because he didn't make the distance. So the ball is kicked once again. This time, Riley Boyle clears defensive 50. Courageous by Gabriel. Out by hand, St Mary's. St Mary's once again by hand. And the free kick paid. No, and St Mary's take the free kick. No advantage allowed that time, not sure why. St Mary's, long way from goal. 2.5 kicks. Inside forward 50. Mark dropped. Calder. First effort. Second effort. Wide handball. Had to be to a voice. It was, and it was effective. Back by hand. The man's been busy. Number 20 for Miles Paholke once again. Ball marked. Benjamin Brown. Brown goes forward. Finds Ted Castle. Can kick a goal. Ted Castle very wide. And it'll be on his distance. Grandstand side, right half forward. We'll have to kick from outside 50, I reckon. Lined up. Ted Castle. A noted goal kicker. Will he run around the man on the mark? No, he won't. Runs slightly to his right-hand side. Sets it into the breeze. No breeze because there's no flags. And it went straight over the back, and the big mark by Calder now.
Out of bounds on the full.
Out of bounds on the full. So right back pocket. Magpies. Dangerous. There he is again. Paholke. Finds a teammate. Agnew. Inside defensive 50. Has a short. They go. Mark taken. Not taken.
Phil ran a mile then to get that ball. He pointed where he wanted on the chest, and he missed the target completely. So hands on the hip from Phil Wills. That he did run a long way to get to that position.
Tossed in, boundary umpire, right half forward. St Mary's in attack. They've gone forward once inside their forward 50, the Palmerston Magpies. They scored a behind with that. Nice series of handballs. That was done. Declan Barnett. Almost a head clash. Nathaniel Paredes. He's a hard nut. Former skipper, premiership captain. Paredes has helped to his feet. Paish. Toa. Paish probably won the tap. Handball. Missed the handball. Lovely. That's well done and probably hung on to. Holding the man, Offermans.
Coming into time on in the first quarter. St Mary's leading 4-2-26 to a single point to the Magpies.
Offermans, 2.5 kicks from goal. Runs around. They never run in a straight line, do they? He kicks inside forward 50. Who's going to take the mark? Certainly Calder not in the picture there. The clearance comes out. Riley Boyle, been okay in defence for Palmerston. Palmerston defenders have had to work overtime. Brown does it nicely, sells the dummy. Ted Castle handballs it straight to his opponent, and they chip kick forward outside defensive 50, and the mark taken by Daly Banks. Banks goes forward. Mark dropped. Kick off the Grand Church. The elder statesman, if I haven't said it, of NTFL footy, but at least the ball is out of bounds and almost inside forward 50. One sojourn forward, the Palmerston Magpies, and they scored a minor. They are one behind. St Mary's 4-2-26, and as you said, 21 minutes, Nick, into Q1.
Only the second time into this side, they're 50 for the quarter for the Magpies. St Mary's have been in there 13 times for their 4 goals too.
Gee, I love your stats. Are you counting these?
Yeah, pencil and paper here.
Oh, good job. Good job. Toa won the tap. Gets it in. Somehow Paredes gets the kick. Under pressure. Here he is. I reckon this is number 10, Dylan Lant. Onto the left boot. Lant was taken high as he kicked it. And we have the relayed free kick. Well, the relayed free kick, because something happened off screen, or maybe it was a 50-metre penalty if it goes back to Lant. It does go back to Lant. I wonder if he gets 2 stats for that.
I don't think they count the first one.
We're trying to get him up to 60. He has a lazy 50 last week. A kick on goal and just inside the goal line, a minor score. The Maggies move on to 4-2-26. Not the Maggies. St Mary's 4-2-26. The Maggies languishing, one behind Paholke. He was flattened after he disposed of the football, and the umpires duly have paid the free kick downfield. Well done to them. That's consistent, and that's what we like. Declan Barnett and another 50. I wonder if it was for the word of mouth or someone...
Usually when they do like that, it's word of mouth. Someone said something to somebody and he's gone, let's go for a walk.
But it was definitely, the free kick was downfield was definitely on.
Yeah.
So it'll be Barnett. We see the paint of 50 pretty much directly in front. Nice angle for the right footer. Crosses the paint of 50. Kicks on goal, and it's a point. Bit of a letdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, just turned away in the breeze at the last minute.
2 behind, so they trail by 4 goals at the 23-minute mark. I still keep watching the bloke that's kicking the ball in, whether he crosses the line when he kicks it, but it doesn't count anymore, does it?
No, they don't care anymore. It's a bit like soccer, pass the ball inside the 18. They don't really care what you do now. Just get on with it.
That's why I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah, I still remember you had to wait for the goal umpire to finish waiting with his flags.
Yeah, St Mary's kick it across the face of goal. Souter been busy. Kicks inside the corridor, and the mark taken. But it is the siren. It is quarter time. St Mary's 4-3-27. Palmerston Magpies 2 behinds. It's the Saints comfortably.
Absolutely. We'll be back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium for round 17. No more round of AFL NT. We'll catch you shortly.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back. We're here for round 17 action in the no more round of the 23-24 TIO NTFL men's Premier League competition. St Mary's versus Palmerston. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner Ian Butterworth. Ian, your thoughts on the first quarter? But what's this? Rain.
What have you done, Nick? What have you done, Nick Danks? It is raining. We had clear skies, no flags, no wind, and it's raining.
That's why they put the flags up. They didn't want to get it wet again. Yeah.
First quarter, well, it's been all St Mary's. After about 5 minutes, they got their act together. 4-3, 27 to 2 behinds. Dylan Lant, he's had 14 possessions in the first quarter. He's been sensational. Paredes has been very good. Seth Harris, Joel Garner and Brodie Sad have been good players. Certainly Palmerston have had their good players, but all defenders. Miles Paholke's been good. Tyson Young down back. Tate Barrett and Kyle Harms has been okay as well. But certainly it's been the defenders for Palmerston who've been under all the pressure. Jackson Calder, the single goal.
Absolutely. The captains and the umpires were in the zero course for the towards zero road safety round. Other games in this round, Waratah defeated Darwin Buffaloes by 11 points. In the game of the round, the Tigers beat the Southern Districts by 10, and Pint have made their first final series in their second season, defeating the Tiwi Bombers by 99 points. Got one round to go as we kick off this quarter.
Page probably got the ball to the ground, running in hard, the Palmerston Magpies, but it's a little bit too late. The field umpire says, I will have the secondary bounce just outside the bullseye. The two combatants, Page and Toa. Page once again got the tap. I think he's probably been the dominant ruckman. So Palmerston have the clearance, and this time it is Tommy Mavros. Mavros and Palmerston go forward, kicking to the airport end. Was that high? No, it wasn't, according to the field umpire. Probably wasn't. I reckon he got that right. Just under the shoulder. And Palmerston Magpies fighting hard. Ball on the ground. Might have got some words of wisdom from the coach at quarter time. And we see the rain tumbling down. The Maggies, they love it. Right or left half forward. Palmerston in attack. Palmerston in this second term going to the airport end at Marara Oval. Dead heat in the ruck. Ball on the ground. Picked up St Mary's. Clear, favouring the scoreboard side. They loved the corridor, St Mary's. Charging through that time was Levi Grigg.
Just looking at the radar for the weather. This shouldn't be around long, but it doesn't look much on the weather radar, but it is absolutely chucking it down here.
Buckets and buckets and buckets. Palmerston Magpies once again working very hard. Tyson Young again had a good first term. They've got to find a way forward. They've got to find an avenue forward. Two behinds for a quarter, not too much. They've got it this time. They'll go inside forward 50. Up they fly. Mark not taken. The St Mary's defence working like a well-oiled machine. A series of handballs. Out they come. They'll go backwards. They'll go forward. This time it is Kieran Parnell. Parnell has a bounce on the soggy turf. Parnell over the top by hand. Probably lair-rising a little bit. That time pushed off the football. Well done, Philip Wills. Well done to you. Beat a couple of St Mary's players there because they were lair-rising. Here we go again. St Mary's, a handball. This time it's okay. Out they go wide. Jacob Long. Really good down back, but he hasn't had much work to do. Inside forward 50. Paredes on the lead. Jackson Calder bends down, goes backwards by hand. They go forward. Man in the square. Will Robertson, and Robertson drops the mark but kicks the easiest goal he'll probably get in his whole career. Will Robinson opens the scoring for St Mary's in the second term. Took him 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, the Palmerston defender slipped over in the water. That's the other problem with this rain that came in so late there. Some of the guys would still have moulder studs on it. Because
the poor dears.
Yeah, they feel they're going to fall over.
Have you got a choice? Back in my day.
You did have a choice, yeah. Have you seen some of the football boots in the stores at the moment? They're incredible.
No.
They didn't look like that when I could wear them, I can tell you. We had two colours, black, black.
Yeah, black and black. No stripes.
Oh.
And our socks, they were up. They weren't half size.
Yeah, leather football.
We shouldn't talk about that because this, I believe it's 2024.
Is it? No,
the year,
yeah,
something like that. The 21st century, I believe. Back in the middle, Paish up against Toa. Paish has done all right. Toa won that one. Gets the ball down to the very busy Tyson Young. He doesn't get anywhere to move. They pounce on him. They're watching him. He's been very good. Pace in front. Gets it all in the Young direction. Young pushed in the side. Slipped over. Got to knock the ball out. He'll get pinged. Young comes up with the football. Paredes in there, as he always is. Kicked off the ground, cleverly done. St Mary's goes forward. Calder, who's the player on Calder? Kicked it wide, forward 50, inside forward 50. Running hard at the football, series of handballs, don't mind that. Dylan Lant kicks on goal in the Jackson Calder direction. And Kyle Hams, the designated kicker, goes back. He's not the person looking after Calder, but whoever it is has done a very good job. Hams runs his full measure, goes by hand, inside defensive 50. Tate Barrett, been okay. Out they come. St Mary's, Patrick Grace Long, go forward. Patrick Grace Long once again, kicks on goal. Too far out. Ball on the ground, in dispute, kick off the ground. The defence has got to work overtime. Has not got a left foot, that player. And that was Thomas Dewsbury. Not everyone's got a left foot. Not every right foot has got a left foot. And not every left foot has got a right foot. But if you're as good as Michael Long, you don't need a right foot if you're a left foot, if you know what I mean. Nathan Paredes kicks on goal and misses to the right-hand side. And the miles per Holkey possessions, these don't count.
Dylan Lancer's got a quiet 15 already.
One this term. Out to Hams. Hams onto the left boot. Here he is again. It's Tyson Young. Turned the ball over. St Mary's, inside they go in the Calder direction. 1, 2, takes the mark directly in front. Man on the mark, about 15 metres out from goal. Really, he could throw this over backwards. Has one. Has 49 for the season. Trails Brander and Magro, who have 61 at the end of round 17. Kicks on goal. Stabbed at it. I reckon he's done enough.
He's done enough there. Yep.
I reckon he has done enough. So Calder has 2. St Mary's, they march on. They have 6. 6-5. And Palmerston Magpies, 2 behinds.
Yeah, Calder 2 goals from his 4 possessions. He's taken, he's had 3 handballs in there as well. So he's kicked a couple of goals. It looks like the rain has gone away. That cloud, as I said, didn't look much on the radar.
The rain has gone.
Yeah, but it's, of course that's made the ground now a little bit damp as normal, and it's always a bit dewy here this time of night, but the rain's cleared up, and that's good for the footy.
Don't know where it came from, and don't know where it's gone.
No, it didn't look like it was going to rain at all.
But it did come in.
Yeah, it certainly
it did go. Back in the middle. Conway against Paish. Paish doesn't have a rest. Got the ball, rucked and roved and kicked forward. Left half forward, Maggie's in attack. Not quite inside their forward 50 yet. Hung on to there in defence, but didn't worry Parnell. No nonsense defender. Vice captain of the St Mary's side. That is an accolade. Don't give away your captaincy and vice captaincies easily. Not that anyone does, but St Mary's have had such a succession of terrific players. Wills, forward. Gabriel, tackle with the footy. Nicely forward. And I think that was a bit of a mistake that time. Gallus has been busy down there. They can't get past them. Forward they go. Once again, Grace Long. Outside forward 50. 1, 2, 3. Take your pick. Brown takes the mark. Benjamin Brown. Favours the grandstand side. Has a player on the lead there. Nicely done. Ted Castle. Just backward of the wing. Ted Castle. Bangs it forward. Nice kick. Looked good off the boot. Calder in front. Can't take the mark. And might be deliberate out of bounds. And there's his opponent. And he's done very, very well. Tate Barrett.
Umpire could have paid that either way. Then I thought for a second there that was going to pay it for deliberate, but
maybe he was under enough pressure from.
I think you're allowed to punch it over, and that's what he did. But sometimes you'll get pinged for that.
Yep, all sorts of things. So Tate Barrett is the man with the job on Jackson Calder. Calder has 2 goals, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Out of bounds once again. St Mary's slightly favouring this grandstand side. 2 kicks out from goal. Probably 2 very good kicks out from goal. I'll call it 2.5.
Yeah, in this weather.
Yeah. Boundary umpire. Toss the ball in. Strong one in the ruck. Page, very good. Liked his game. Lant probably ran out of bounds. Well, he ran out of bounds, but the ball didn't go out of bounds. Good work by the boundary umpire at that time. Series of handballs under huge pressure. The defence of Palmerston, they did actually exceptionally well there, one-on-one, and at least didn't concede a score.
Absolutely. I thought he had his pocket pinched there for a second. The St Mary's player nearly got it, but well done by the Magpies.
It was indeed. Boundary umpire, once again, got some work to do. Page, Conway. Kick on goal.
Oh, it's good.
High tackle in there. It's a goal. Did you pick up that player, mate?
Gallus, I think it was. I didn't actually. No, Clifton Offermans. It was Offermans.
Offermans.
Yep.
He's been very, very good. Charlton Offermans, yeah, too.
So that's of course the second quarter for the round 17 action, the towards zero road safety round, and St Mary's leading by 45 points in the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. The rain came at quarter time and has gone now, and back to a lovely 29 degrees here in the top end. So just cooled that off down to 27 degrees and back up to 29 now if the rain stopped.
But the relative humidity's gone up by a few thousand%.
As you said, they pushed the centre square right over the other side of the ground.
Big Matty Gook in the ruck. Probably outreached Conway that time. Forward they go. Magpies. Paredes looking for and finds his mate. They've played together a few times.
A couple.
And Jackson Calder on 50 goals for the season, the reigning Dennis Dunn medalist, but he's chasing Brander, who has 61, and Magro, who has 61. Round 17, the penultimate round. Calder directly in front, should not miss this.
No, you wouldn't think so. Poor old Tate Barrett's had a terrible night. He's only had about half a dozen possessions, Calder, but he's lining up for his third goal.
Calder, normally reliable, and
he's reliable. He pushed the other one to the left, and I think he just tried to correct that slightly by moving to the right, and just made it look a bit wobblier than it was. But 8-5-53 to 2 behinds to the Magpies.
I can go back a long, long way, and I can remember a full forward for Palmerston Magpies, Peter Shepherd, a young man, had I think he had 17 to get to win the goal kicking for Palmerston and for the competition. He got 20 for the game. They were playing Wanderers, and the Wanderers they were playing Waratah. They were playing Waratah, and he had to get 17 to eclipse the Wanderers playing. His name just eludes me, to win the goal kicking, and he kicked 20 for the game. I'm not suggesting that Calder will kick 20 for the game, but Peter Shepherd did kick 20, and he kicked it on this ground against Waratah. But anyway, that's a long time ago.
We were at Ghazali's last game of last year, and Magro needed to go and get those goals at the end, and they were giving him the ball every time he had a chance.
He didn't win it.
He didn't win it. No. But yeah, we were there that night as well. This time last year.
Yes. Ball on the ground, in dispute, and there's that man again. Gee, he's been very, very good. That's Tyson Young, Palmerston Magpies. Yeah. Unceremoniously. It's not really muddy, is it? But it's a bit slippery.
A bit firm out there in the middle as well.
So Tyson Young, lump of a lad, goes forward. Magpies inside their forward 50, over the back. But they close ranks. The St Mary's defence close ranks and do it only as St Mary's can do it. Luke Davies, handball back, that time by Ethan Knight. Some unsung heroes down there. Former St Mary's player in Adam Parry for Palmerston now. Has been at Palmerston for a number of years. I think he might even be a premiership player at St Mary's some time ago. Running down the wing, touched the ball on the ground, didn't trust the bounce. Over they go, 3-on-2. Will Robinson, who has kicked a goal, and the ball is out of bounds. Seen out of bounds there by Riley Boyle. But St Mary's in front, right half forward. Eight 5:53 the Sainters. Palmerston Magpies 2 behinds. 13.5 minutes into Q2. Gook in front. Gook wins the tap, gets it down, but just green, a sea of green. They get it back by hand, and at that time Ethan Knight kicks inside forward 50. Where's Calder? There's Calder. takes the mark.
Yeah, poor old Barrett just run under that one and just got nudged slightly, and Calder's just showed what a full forward can do. So he pushed the first one slightly left, the next one to the right. That's where if he's he got goals with both, and let's see if he lines this one up from pretty much the same spot.
And directly in front, and Barrett on the mark. Barrett 25 metres from goal, so he will have to kick from 30, so distance not an issue. Awful kick off the boot, but it doesn't look promising, does it? But I mean, if you can kick 4, and it takes him up to 52 for the season, so he's still in the hunt for the Dennis Dunn medal once again. To be, I think he's won the last 2, but he's chasing Brander on 61 and Magro also on 61 with 1 round to go. And Calder started the game on 48, has 4, so 48 and 4. I reckon he's got 52.
That's right. Well, pen and pencil work. Towards 0 round 17, of course, over the last 10 years, a significant portion of the Territory's road trauma was related to alcohol, speed or not wearing a seatbelt, and 70% of all fatalities on the road are males. So, of course, it's the Towards 0 round, a great campaign. As we get back into the footy.
Cook gets the ball down to who? Only to Tyson Young. Tyson Young's been fantastic. Down the back that time was Seth Harris. Busy. They go wide. Scoreboard side. Running hard that time is Parnell. Always runs hard. Like the way he plays footy. So does St Mary's. They've made him vice-captain, as I said earlier. Handball to no one in particular, or heard the voice. Lant, one of his few possessions this quarter, but mind you, he got 14 in the first. I think that might be his 3rd for the second quarter. Hung on to and just tackled unmercifully Will Robinson. Great tackle there on Paholke. Didn't give him 1 millimetre. St Mary's where they need to be, or where they like to be. Robinson, Gook, won the tap easily. Robinson, undersized in the ruck, but effective everywhere else, both ends of the field. Picked up, kick St Mary's, top of the square stuff, in the Calder direction. Calder kicks off the ground cleverly. Oh, and he's hit the post, I reckon. He did hit the post.
The post.
But it was a fresh air shot, wasn't it? Out of the air. The skipper, Wills. Goes to Paholke. Paholke runs his full measure. Towed the football forward. Not a terribly good kick. Inside to Paholke once again. This time goes back by hand. Much, much better. Back by hand again defensively, the Palmerston Magpies. They take the mark. Still some work to do. Not a very good position. Their kicking is poor. Ted Castle goes forward, looking for and not finding Calder. And this time, Barrett takes the mark. His kick goes to Hams. Not Ashton, that's the brother Kyle. Hams, hardly 15, but we'll give it because that's Palmerston's best player. And that was Tyson Young, number 9, we see. Hams has the football, called to play on, correct by the field umpire. Young to Hams. Hams onto the left boot. Up they fly. Ted Castle, been busy, half forward. Can't afford not to be busy, because if you're not busy playing for St Mary's, you won't get a game. Once again, that's Paholke. Parnell. Lant. Calder. Parnell, Lant, Calder. Not a bad trio.
You may have called that once or twice this season. Lads, that was his 7th possession for the quarter, so up to 18 now for the game. A little bit behind last week, but here's Calder now lining up for his 5th.
Now, the way he's been kicking, he tends to toe the football. He doesn't get much height in the kicks. But all you've got to do is kick it between the big posts and no one touch it. And he's done it 52 times this season so far. Crosses the paint of 50. Much higher, much harder, and just enough length, and that's number 5.
I was going to say, if you missed that one, that was his best kick of the lot.
It was,
he hit that cleanly, so I was glad to see that.
And in fact, parted the umpire's cap, didn't he?
Absolutely. 5 goals as we're coming up to 18.5 minutes marks of the second quarter. A quiet 64-point lead to St Mary's already over the Magpies.
And 53 for the season for Calder. Ad nauseum, chasing Brander and Magro, both on 61 with a round to play. The final minor round for 23-24.
Yeah, some good games next week. We'll have a look at those as we come into the after the halftime break.
So we've got Toa up against Gook. What's the field umpire looking for?
He's doing a head count. They're all right.
Oh, goodness gracious. 6, 6 and 6. That's all you've got to do, Ken. A bit like goal umpire. 1 and 6. A series of handballs out of the middle. Nice kick forward. Over the back. Long. Been superb in defence. Cool as you like. Parnell been superb in defence. Cool as you like. Back to Long, but unfortunately handballs it out of bounds.
So Palmerston locked the ball inside their 50 there without touching it. They did well.
Boundary umpire. Palmerston Magpies in their attacking area. Languidly over the back, Paich. Hard, Paredes. Don't get in his way whether you're friend or foe. Paredes likes to get the football and does get the football and gets it often. Not quite as often as Dylan Lant, but he's just as effective. This man has been very, very good for the game. Seth Harris gets the ball out nicely to Grace Long, who's probably so far played the best game I've seen him play for the season. Mind you, we're only just ticked into time on in the second term. Big Jake Toa goes forward. Harris wide. Paredes straightens up. Gets it inside. Nice kick, lovely kick. Was in the Calder direction. I think they're working Calder overtime. Paholke gets it back to the skipper. Under pressure. Yeah, nice mark, strong mark, Benjamin Brown. Hasn't had a lot of it, but what he's done, what he's had, has been very nice. Calder does it beautifully, but got in the back of his opponent, and we'll give that one to Tate Barrett. But mind you, Jackson Calder has 5, and we haven't had the halftime siren yet. Barrett goes across. Hams. No, it's not Hams. It's Paholke. Hams is the left footer. Paholke's the right footer. Lovely kick outside defensive 50. The Maggies have the footy on the run. Scoreboard side. Mark missed by Gabriel. Gabriel has the football. Tackled. Probably tackled high in the end. But should have done enough to get the ball out. St Mary's, they will get the ball out. Series of handballs. Wonderful tackle.
Got to be left. Yeah.
Well, it slipped down, but accidents don't count, do they?
No, he definitely legged him. He was away there, and umpire made a good decision. Gabriel did well, though, to keep that ball knocked forward. He dropped that mark, but did not let the ball get away from him.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Forced it forward and did very, very well after fumbling, which he should have taken. But sometimes the scrambling ones go forward, and he definitely legged him, and he pulled away from the tackle, and he just grabbed whatever he could.
So Declan Barnett to kick on goal. So you're right, Gabriel was terrific. Did enough not to be pinged. Kicks on goal and nails it. So Declan Barnett kicks the first goal for Palmerston. And that came at the 22.5-minute mark of Q2.
So 10 goals, 666 to 128. This is the 22.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
So that was a free kick and warranted. Umpiring's been okay. The ruck combatants, Alexander Paich, had several opponents. This time it looks like Conway, Owen Conway. Paich giving away a few centimetres. Conway won the tap. Ball goes down. Important to get the clearance. Such Taylor, dispossessed. Running hard at the football as usual. Tyson Young, Palmerston Magpie player. Paholke gets it forward. The goal kicker. Too far out to score this time, but at least gets it inside forward 50. Over the back, waiting there. The defence of St Mary's. They'll be clinical. Handball. And clear defensive 50 nicely to Ted Castle. Ted Castle just backward of the wing, grandstand side. Closing in on half time. St Mary's comfortably 58 points. Tedcastle goes forward. A bit of pace is needed. Vallejo has the pace, kicks it inside cleverly, goes hard, very, very courageous, very, very hard. Vallejo gets it out beautifully, gets it to Lant, deserves a goal. The Lant has been given the goal, but certainly that was Xavier Vallejo, his goal all over.
Absolutely, never gave up for that ball, that knock across the middle. I don't think the Palmerston player expected him to do that. I think he was expecting him to keep knocking it towards the boundary, and he knocked it back into his own favour, and the Palmerston guy just sort of watched it bounce, and then he kept going, and he said put it across to Lant, and Lance popped it through for their 11th goal.
A bit of courage, a bit of pace, a bit of everything, and got it to Lant. Now Lant, he's only kicked one goal. I mean, he might have had 20 possessions, and we're not quite at half time yet, but he's got the goal.
$64 points now.
72 plays 8. Gee, I like your sums. Back in the middle. Page up against Conway. Might be to Conway. Conway to Paredes. Paredes, where's Calder? Over the back. He's in the middle of about 3 Palmerston players. Will Robinson, hard at the football, as he always is. Lant sells the dummy. Kicks on the outside of the left boot and hits the post.
For his 21st possession of the game. Just on target for a quiet 45.
Paholke. Been good. Been very good. Had some work to do and done it okay. Looking for options. Finds one. Agnew. Lump of a lad. Will go back to Paholke. Does. Ye of orange boots. Paholke finds another teammate. Hams. Gee, they're alike, he and his brother Ashton, aren't they? Both left footers, similar size and shape. And they're football magnets. Hams outside defensive 50, but he turns the ball over. And the mark taken nicely by Harrison Ling. Unsung hero in defence. Ling goes forward, finds Mitch Musgrove. Musgrove, a goal kicker in the first quarter. Kicked a bit early, but he didn't know the siren was going to go. But it is half-time. St Mary's 11-6-72. The Maggies 1-2-8.
There we are. We're towards Vero Road Safety round 17. We'll be back with you shortly for the second half.
You know Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we are here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Putt on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footies.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls-only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick!
The number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls-only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Barty gets the hand pass out to Mackenzie. Mackenzie kicks high and wide to half forward. Munkara's going to get there first. He takes the mark. Looked like he wanted to play on. He's called to play on, but clever enough to get around the player on the mark. Kicks long from outside 50 towards goal. It looks good. That's the way he likes it. Doesn't like the simple set shots, Nick. He likes to make it as hard as he can, and he did exactly that and pumped it through for the first goal of the game.
And to set 3 goals, this shouldn't be a very long quarter at all.
Oh, the kick's just overcooked and gives Saints the chance as the hand pass comes out to Dylan Lant. He kicks towards goal. I think he's snuck it through. It was Paredes who got it to Lant, and the 2 players down here as the ball hits the defensive 50. Some good work by Glover. Paddled it out to the advantage of Dylan Lant. Dylan Lant on the right boot, kicks towards goal. You wouldn't believe it. He's put it straight through the middle from about a metre inside the boundary line. A goal out of nothing there for St Mary's. But quickly the hand pass comes out here. The chip across the ground, and the mark's taken here by Ted Castle just at the front edge of the centre square. Saints attacking area. He kicks long towards the goal square. It could go all the way here. It's going to go all the way. That's a magnificent kick as Tex Corowa got back, thought about taking the mark, had a quick look at the goal line and saw it floating towards it and let it go. But Edmonds picks up, gets a dribble kick forward to the advantage of Paredes, who ducks back inside. He hand passes off, and now a long kick from Musgrave towards goal. It's going to go all the way through from just inside the forward 50 out there, and Mitch Musgrave having a terrific game tonight. One level. It's picked up by Klusky, but his kick was smothered, and now Cassidy again finds some space, kicks long. Everyone falls over except Magro. Magro out the back, takes the mark, runs off and bangs it through for a Waratah goal, a much needed Waratah goal. Set up behind the ball as Corowa comes across the front. The ball spills to the ground. Offerman's kicks off a step as into the goal square. I think Glover's got a toe to it, and it's dribbled all the way through. He was celebrating when the ball was still a couple of metres out being chased, but he kicks long down towards half forward. The ball off hands, spills over the back. Musgrave trying to paddle it forward, gets it to the advantage of Offerman's. He's got some space now, runs towards goal, kicks truly through for another St Mary's goal. Fist pumping in the air all the way. Just missed the target, and Saints have pounced again. Ted Castle this time running through the centre square, delivers out in front of Glover. He takes the mark, he's off and running. He signals to Ted Castle in appreciation of the pass as he's running towards goal, and then just keeps running and thumps it through, and the game's almost done, Nick. Woods again, and Davies looking to switch to the outer side of the ground. This is a dangerous kick. It's a chance for Tars now, as coming in there is Hillis. He takes it, hand passes off to Magro, standing in the goal square by himself, and just a bit casual there from Saints. Thought they had control of the ball, but plenty of Tars players working back. But Sauter does really well to get it back to Paredes. He hand passes forward to Jack Lant. Jack Lant off and running into the open goal from about 30 metres out. Just thumps it through. So as Tars just chipping it around the outer side of the ground. The siren goes to end the game, and in the end, a convincing victory to St Mary's, Nick.
Yeah, 43 points in the end, 3 points at quarter time, 4 at half time, 31 at three-quarter time, and they just finish it off then with a 43-point victory.
For Nightcliffe at centre half forward. He's gone the short option on the left. Pretty casual, but effective, and just advances the ball about 10 metres, and Cody Zeus takes the mark. Stammering run up, kicks on the way. I think he's done exactly as you've said, Nick. And just squeezed it inside that left-hand goalpost. So the first goal of the game goes to Nightcliffe, and it's Cody Zeus. And Zeus takes the mark now chips the ball forward, looking for Paris at half forward. It's a well-weighted kick, and Paris takes the mark over the back and goes back and steadies down. Paris kicks long towards goal. I think he's judged that one pretty well. He has. It's through for another Nightcliff goal, and this is a worrying start to the game for Pint Nightcliff with the first 3 goals on the board. He's himself from here. It's a long kick going right to the goal line. It's players fly for the ball. It's loose on the ground. There's a snapshot at goal, and I think it's good. It is. And that was Cooper Darms that got on the bottom of that. And Brad Ryan under a bit of pressure kicks inboard towards half forward. But Nightcliff again with the numbers in defence, and they just run it away. And now Moody has a bounce and then swings a hand pass out wide to Darms. Darms goes in towards goal and kicks it easily enough with an unprotected goal square and just put it through without much trouble whatsoever. But wasn't in any better position, and Nightcliff have turned this over again. Sing Lippo gets it out wide to Eilert. Eilert with a bit of time hits the pass. It gets over the back and to the advantage of Nightcliff as Buxton runs onto it, kicks towards goal. It's bouncing in the goal square and it bounces all the way through, and the big fella's got himself on the scoreboard from that passage of play. Cut across the front of the pack, got a hand to it and then controlled the ball at ground level. But it's Pint trying to bring the ball away again. Again, their skills let them down, and it's picked up by Darms, who thumps the ball in. He's celebrating as soon as he's kicked it, and it's another Nightcliff goal in this second quarter.
And that's Cooper's 3rd goal for the night.
Forward, big leap from behind, and pulling it down. Rinaldi there just flicks the ball over the top and falls into the hands of O'Brien. O'Brien out wide, looking for Jones out there, but the ball spills to the ground. Here's a chance for Pint on the left foot, and it's through for a goal. They've got there first, and just looking to see who it is that they're all congratulating. The wing working his way to the front was Garnham. The ball was thumped away, but Brett on the run for Pint, kicks long. It gets it over the back to Jones again, but it slips through his hands. But at ground level, here's a chance, and the snapshot is good. And it's another Pint goal in this last quarter, and this time it was Marsden who got on the end of that one. And Politis is going to go all the way back to Henderson as the siren goes and ends the game, one in which Nightcliff have had control for most of the game, Nick, but Pint did manage to put a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard in the last quarter.
Absolutely, 8-12, 60-3, 8-26, a 44-point win. So
kicks it in, Cantilla. Brendan Cantilla moves it quickly. This is what I love with the Tiwi Bombers. And has that carried over? I think it's carried over. It's a goal. They're just confirming it is.
Footy, handball now by Thompson, going back inboard to Cantilla. He shrugs the tackle, takes a bounce, runs inside 50 and puts it on the right. And whoa! Another goal for the Tiwi Bombers. Almost 13 minutes into this first quarter.
So Ryan hits it down to Jono Ross, if you don't mind. Kicked 9 last week, and he's got his goal tally ticking forward with 1.
Flew, taps it backwards, but no one there. Front position, Tiwi Bombers gets the hands off, but it goes straight to Sam Smith. Smith looks straight at the goal, straight over the top of the umpire's head, and Sam Smith with a goal for the Crocs.
Field, the ball's cracked straight to him. Waistcoat takes it. Has a snap on goal. Brander's going to track this. He takes the mark and held
Played
up
on.
and then kicks the goal. But the umpire says, yep, that's okay. And Brander has his 5th goal.
Little toe poke on the boot now. Trying to work it out there, the Tiwi Bombers.
Advantage paid, and Anderson, he's kicked it. And he celebrates by grabbing his jumper. District's well in the lead now, 54 points. Tiwi, can they get a goal? They pick it up in the goal square, and they've got one. They've snagged one back there, the Tiwi Bombers. Well done. And I think that was Thompson.
Yep.
Hits the ground running. Poor Jimmy. Does it stay in? Nice. Poor Jimmy. Oh, can he kick it? Can he get the second? 2 in a row he has.
Oh,
Poor
great
Jimmy.
goal.
Well done. And there is the man that I marked. Barry charging at the footy. Just puts it off. Well done, Dylan Barry. Rusker has a shot and he's nailed it. You can thank Dylan Barry, the pressure that he applied there on the back six for the Tiwi Bombers. And Brendan Rusker gets his first goal there by Braden Rioli. 1-on-1. Stanley Tipalura at the back. Kicks it off the ground and kicks it. Clever work there by Stanley Tipalura. Didn't have front position, sort of hangs back for that ball to come over the top, used his body. Heenan got a fist in there. Ryan, oh, good hand pass to Barry. This is his bread and butter, and this time he snuck it in. He has. So he's kicked his fourth. Oh, so Barry kicks it around the corner. I think we have lost our marbles. Brander picks it up. He kicks it. He's got his seventh. Finally, Brander kicks his seventh. Oh, he's dropped the footy. Umpire said no. Play on. Thompson grabs it up. He picks it up. He kicked it. Well done, Thompson. What a goal there. Delahaye. Oh, here's poor Jimmy. The X Factor. Oh, he runs in. Tightens up the angle and he's kicked it. Woo! Well done.
What
poor
a great
Jimmy.
goal.
They've called it.
And so that's the game here in Southern District's run out winners. 2013, 133. The Tiwi Bombers, 11-3, 69.
Distance will certainly be an issue. A kick and a half out. So they go to play on. Sold the dummy nicely. Marley King can kick a goal. Marley King can kick a goal, and I reckon Marley King has kicked a goal. And Wanderers, they're in front. Hands Jared Stokes. Swings around. Looking for who? Not sure. Not sure that was the right option. Coco Nicky swings around on the non-preferred left, and Nicky, I reckon's got it. For Jared Stokes. Stokes sells the dummy, swings around onto the right boot, did it easily, over the back. The mark not taken. Handball, don't worry about the field umpire, and a goal kicked. That's Coco Nicky once again. Let's run it was Fuller. Fuller gets it out to Loftus, who's been good.
Is that your man again, Ian?
This is Bradley Stokes. Will kick around the corner, and I asked the last time he missed it from here, have you been practising this, Bradley?
Oh, no.
He kicks on goal,
hang on.
And I reckon he's nailed it. He has been practising that. Bradley Stokes has got 3. Back to Jared Stokes. Stokes by hand, under pressure. Got to work harder than that. Kicks on goal. Out the back. Thank you very much. And Bradley has 4. Or has he missed that one?
No, he's got it.
He's got it, Bradley Stokes. The extra tall man, Cox, wins the tap. Gets it down. 2 bounces. Yaron has a bit of a look around. Takes his time. Steadies. Nick Yaron. Got another one. Not him, but Darwin. Took a step. Called a play on. Chris Williams. Inside forward 50. Matthew Campbell. Very good, Nostradamus. Matthew Campbell to kick on goal. Crosses the paint of 50. Kicks immaculate. Immaculate, if you don't mind.
He absolutely loves it. So do his teammates, and the lead, it's blown out to 52 points.
Yaron lost the footy. Playing soccer now, kicked off the ground both times. Jared Stokes, what can he do? Jared Stokes, of course he can. Of course he can. Jared Stokes got a goal. Buffs go forward. One way, out to Collinson. Collinson goes inside by hand. Picks up Nicky. Coco Nicky, I reckon he's kicked a goal. Well done to Matthew Campbell in there. Coco Nicky has got his 3rd. Can he take the mug? No, he's harassed. Well done. East has the presence to get rid of the football. Mensch, ungainly, on the left foot but effective. Baxter Mensch has got another one.
He's had a good end to this game. Had a
Lewis misses everything. 15-17, 107 Darwin Buffaloes defeated the Wanderers 6-3-39.
Welcome back. We're here for round 17 action on the no more round of the 23-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. St Mary's taking on the Palmerston Magpies. I'm Nick Danks. My commentary partner this evening is Ian Butterworth. Ian, your thoughts on the first half?
Oh, look, it's all been St Mary's. It took them about 3 or 4 minutes to get some rhythm into their game, but once they got the rhythm into their game, they kicked 4 goals in the first quarter. The second term, they kicked a lazy 7.
Yep.
Of those 11 goals that they've kicked, Jackson Calder, who is chasing down Jared Brander and the other fellow, Jaden Magro, has 53 for the season. And I must say that I went past the timekeepers in there. They're closeted away. The two young ladies in there closeted away. They said, give us a mention, give us a mention. I'm giving you a mention. And one of the timekeepers said, and Jackson Calder's got 5 goals, and that gives him 53 for the season. So they're on the ball.
Absolutely. Of course, it's towards 0 round, road safety round. Other games this round, Waratah defeated the Darwin Buffs by 11. The game of the round, the Tigers defeated Southern Districts by 10 and Pint into their first final series, beating the Tiwi Bombers by 99 points. Some big games next weekend. 2 p.m. at Tracy Village, Wanderers and Tiwi Bombers. 3:30 back here at TIO, Darwin Buffs and St Mary's. 6 o'clock at DXC Arena, Pint and Palmerston, and 7 o'clock at Darwin Mazda Nightcliff Oval. The Tigers and Waratahs, Southern Districts, have finished their home and away season.
Looks like Paholke in the middle. He's got the job as the hard tag on Lant. But it didn't matter because Lant didn't get the clearance and St Mary's got the clearance. Dragged from behind was Calder. Ball on the ground in dispute. St Mary's, they love it in here. They look for Calder by the handball. Gabriel, who was so good late in that second term, clears the ball for the Magpies. Over the top. Looked like clear in the back, but no. Throw it in, said the field umpire. And so the boundary umpire duly obliges.
As you're saying, the Palmerstons won the hit-outs today by 11, but the clearances have gone St Mary's way by 12. So the ruckman's getting his hand on the ball, but the guys around the pack are just taking it away from them. And St Mary's a good side in the middle there.
So are you suggesting, Nick Danks, that ruckmen are overrated and we don't need them?
No, they're too big to say that too.
They are indeed. They are indeed. But it's interesting, isn't it, that certainly Page, Big Alexander Page, is giving away a few centimetres to both Conway, not so much to Toa, but has won the taps, but certainly it's the Saints that have got the clearances. Maybe the difference will be Paholke in the middle. Paholke because Dylan Lant, as you said, 14 and 8, 22 possessions, and there's big Jake Toa, the ruckman. Gets it out to Paredes. Paredes goes to the man who we reckon's got a hard tag, sells the dummy, kicks on goal, and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
It's the third one they've kicked out of bounds in that same corner today, St Mary's.
Well, there's no wind because there's no flag, so it can't be the wind. Up they fly. Mark not taken. The player that's been very good, Seth Harris. An unsung hero. Here he is, too far out to score. Sees the lead from Paredes, ignores him, goes inside, prefers Calder. Can Calder take the mark? No, he can't. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Will kick off the ground. He just got enough to it, just got enough of it, and Thomas Dewsbury kicks his second for the game.
Yeah, he just got the side of the boot on that. He realised he didn't have time to bend down and pick it up and made the right decision, just knocked it through.
He did indeed.
12-7-79 to 1-2, 8 points. 71-point lead now to St Mary's. There were 25 at quarter time, 65 at half time. And we're 2.5 minutes into the third quarter and they've got a 71-point lead.
Yes, it's a sorry sight on the scoreboard for the Palmerston Magpies, but nonetheless they'll endure the pain for this season and come back afresh next year, I'm sure. Lant in the middle. Paholke's got him. Paholke just behind, that's number 20. Bit of push and shove in there. Pace is another one. Gets the ball down, but it's the clearance. You mentioned the taps and you mentioned the clearance, and St Mary's got all the clearances. Calder clean bowled there. Kicked off the ground, Calder inside. Might have been a high tackle in there. No, field umpire said no. So do we say that Tate Barrett's had a trouncing playing at fullback or the direct opponent?
I think he's just had a hard night. I think he's really done some good stuff against Calder, but of course Calder's got 5 goals on the board. But some of those ones he's pretty much straight in front. There's those 3 in the second quarter.
Yeah, the weight of numbers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just the weight of numbers. It was, and also the accuracy of the passing from the centre guys, especially from people like Land dropping it on his chest. That makes it very hard for Tate Barrett.
Paredes, Lant, Calder.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're at left full forward. St Mary's deep in attack. Calder in ruck. Short throw in. Let's have it again. No, play on called the umpire. Gabriel hasn't had much of it, but what he's had has been okay. He was under enough pressure there. Good umpiring. Kicks the ball out wide. Hams, left footer to Paholke. Ooh, gee, that was a tough clash there. It's been so good, Tyson Young too. Copped one high.
He's not getting up in a hurry, is he?
No, and I'm not sure that there was nothing untoward in there. The field umpire is just a bit worried about at the head, but he's had a lot of the football, Tyson Young. He's had 8 possessions in the first and 14 in the second, so he's had a lazy 22, and he joins Dylan Lance, so he's been prolific as well. Calder knocked out of the ruck, and he's squealing for a free kick. Well, you're not going to get a free kick. Suter, like the way he plays the game. This is Brown, Benjamin Brown. Very efficient player, Brown. There's some hard work in there. They're just under extreme pressure, aren't they? And Adam Parry, the vice-captain. I thought Parry might have picked up Calder, but it's certainly been given to Tate Barrett, the job. Short. There's Calder. Calder roved the ball off the ruck and misses to the left-hand side.
Couldn't get that turn back enough. I knew what he was trying to do was just chip it over and just couldn't get it to turn back to the right.
So he's kicked 5, takes him to 53 for the season. 8 behind Brander and Magro. Nice kick in. Gabriel inside defensive 50.
It's a pretty good game.
Well, he's been busy, hasn't he? Yeah.
He's done some nice stuff.
Yep.
That wasn't it.
Benjamin Brown kicks it forward. Guess who?
About 7 metres, that's got to be.
Well, if we double it, it's still not enough, is it?
It's a rule they've either got to enforce or stop, one of the two. But,
yeah. So Dylan Lant has kicked a goal, kicked one in the second quarter. Well within his scoring range. He's a left footer, so he's right of centre, which suits him. Interestingly, his brother Jack, who is not playing, is a right footer. I don't know whether it's interesting or not, but it's a point of fact.
It's a bit of fact.
Yeah. So Lant to kick on goal, opens it up, and look, the goal umpire just did not move. And St Mary's march on.
Yeah, Dylan Lant gets his second with his 25th possession.
Goodness. So what's the story? Will percentage play a part in the top spot, the minor premier?
Well, the Nightcliff won by 10 points today. So we'll just have a quick look at the percentage difference. Wasn't much from memory. It was about, at the moment, St Mary's are in front.
On percentage?
On percentage. 190.33 to 189.91.
So St Mary's, you would think St Mary's will...
St Mary's will go to the top of the ladder. Then Nightcliff will drop to second. Southern Districts, Waratah and Pint will be the top 5 to end the season. Even if Pine lose and Buffs win next week and they finish on 36 points apiece, Pine's percentage is 20-odd points better, so they're pretty safe.
Paholke works it forward by hand to a teammate. Kick it, still not inside their forward 50. Around they go. Ling has a player wide, and that player wide is Harris. Harris has been terrific. Out wide again. Brown. Mark taken. Paredes. Grandstand side, straightens up in the corridor. Mark dropped there unusually by Joel Garner. So good in the first quarter. Big Pace claiming something, not quite sure what he was claiming, but you got to play the whistle. Parry goes around by hand, in dangerous territory, picked up that time by Philip Wills, all dressed up, nowhere to go. It's kicked around the corner, and touched on the line. Joel Garner. We'll have to call it rushed because I think it was touched by Tate Barrett. So Philip Wills demands the footy. He's the designated kicker. Goes short, very short. Runs again, tries to bustle through. A bit of strength, taken high as he kicked. Play on called the field umpire, and Dylan Lant up for his 467th possession for the game. It's a slight exaggeration.
Very slight. He's at 26 now. This will be his 27th possession. And lining up for his third goal.
Well, he is, and he's certainly within kicking distance. And again, just slightly left of centre, so... slightly right of centre, so it suits the left footer. It opens it up nicely. Wearing the number 0 for the particular reason. Lant comes in. Nice. That's his second for the term, third for the game. St Mary's march on. They go to 12-10, 80, 13-10, in fact, 88. Palmerston Magpies languishing 1-2-8. Palmerston Magpie goal kicker was Declan Barrett. He got that at the 22.5-minute mark of Q2. And there's 7 goal kickers for St Mary's, with Jackson Calder 5 and Dylan Lant 3 being the majors.
And it's the Towards Zero road safety round. It's said too many people are dying and being injured on our roads. On an average, 40 people die and 500 are injured or seriously injured each year on Northern Territory roads. So today is our Towards Zero road safety campaign.
Back in the middle, Gook. Up against Conway. Give it to Gook. Can't get the clearance. Hung on to. Field umpire says... that's even Stevens. We'll start that again. So still inside the bullseye. Gook jumped early, probably won it. Won it the second time, won it the third time. But the ball, unfortunately, finishes up that time with Ethan Knight. Knight gets it inside forward 50. Wills clears, gets it out wide. Looking out there for a teammate in Cooper Gould. Gould taps it on by hand. Some friendly fire in there, methinks. Handball away. Looks like he's okay. Tyson Young copped a knock early in the quarter. Just picked up okay. Another possession for him. And there, this time, it goes to Jacob Dick. Dick kicks forward. But the defence of St Mary's is watertight. Do it as you like. Do it easy. Just relax into it. Series of handballs. They're up on the wing. Can't take the mark. Working hard. That time, Brandon McConnell. McConnell dragged off the footy. No go, said the field umpire, and the field umpire takes the football slightly in favour of Palmerston. They need to be more than slightly in favour, don't they? Because they're 1-2-8, trailing by 80 points, 11 minutes into Q3. This time, our man, Tyson Young, been a powerhouse. Swings onto the right boot. Nice off the boot. Oh, and it was precision too, but the mark couldn't be taken. Gallus, his effort was pretty good there. But Palmerston working hard. Inside forward 50. One man and one man only back. And that man this time was Jacob Long. Long gets it out to Seth Harris. Harris, series of handballs, running hard. Long. Goodness me, he ran more than his full measure. Ted Castle. Swings onto the right boot. Grandstand side and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
As you were saying, the percentage is going to be amazing because at the moment we're round 16 and 17 of the season, and the difference for and against for Nightcliff and St Mary's. Nightcliff have scored 7 points less and had 2 points more scored against them. So a 5-point difference for a whole season of footy.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And Nightcliff haven't got a noted goal kicker, say like Calder or Brander or Magro, but they share the workload,
Absolutely,
don't they?
so.
And that's why they've been on top for a long time. Lant goes around. Robinson kicked a goal early. Robinson finds Ling. Ling Back to Lant. Ling to Lant. Lant has a bounce. Must have dried up. We had a shower of rain. Onto the left boot. Goes forward. Over the top mark. Well, it was pretty ambitious by Benjamin Brown, but at least the ball is out of bounds. And the boundary umpire will toss it in with St Mary's in their forward half. Well and truly in their forward half. Left half forward between wing and half forward. Benjamin Brown been okay.
There were some good players out there tonight, Palmerston. Certainly in their back lot, but they've been very busy. That's certainly helped.
Yeah, they have. Kick on goal. Where's Calder? Well held in check. So I think your assessment's pretty good with Tate Barrett. Yep. He's been under pressure and he's done okay.
Yeah, he's knocked it away a couple of times on the line there, and he got beat early in the game with one over the top of the head, but the rest of them, he's held him pretty well. It's just been the delivery to him has been to Calder's advantage.
And it's been often enough too, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There's that man, Young. Overran the football, which is the first mistake he's probably made, if we call it a mistake, out to Robinson. Robinson, the swing man, plays it down back, plays up forward. Harrison Ling, solid defender. Ling gets the ball out by hand to Ethan Knight. Loses possession. Palmerston forward they go. And the mark dropped just the skill level. I shouldn't harp on it, but just shouldn't have dropped that mark. It really was a bad miss that time by Tommy Mavros.
And the possessions between Barrett and Calder. Calder's had 10 possessions, and of course kicked 5 goals, but Barrett's had 8 or 9 himself, so he's kept him pretty tight.
Jacob Long, gee, he's been good. Long gets it out wide. This time to Suter. Suter inside. Nice work by Gook. Unceremoniously dumped that time was Such Taylor, and deserves and got the free kick. Such Taylor swings onto the left, but again it was just a skill error. Paredes has a player running outside him, goes by hand. They've just got players all over the ground. Mitch Musgrove can't take the mark. Calder not quick enough to retrieve the footy, but it's in his territory. And it's in St Mary's territory. They lead 14-10-94. Magpies 1-2-8, and we're 15 minutes into Q3.
Good defence there by the backman from Palmerston to knock that ball away from Calder, who was just trying to get in front of it.
He was. You could see him working. The brain was ticking over. Calder, the chip out ruckman, picked up Paredes. Hasn't got a left. Does he need a left? He probably does need a left. That's the first error I've seen him in about 15 years of football.
He's he's had a few touches. He was very quiet in the first quarter. Quite shocked that he'd only had a couple of touches, but he's certainly come back since then.
My word, he has. He's a terrific player and has been for a long time. Former captain, of course, a premiership captain of St Mary's. Multiple premiership captain of St Mary's. Dylan Land, of course, the reigning skipper. Inside, Declan Barnett. 50 metres.
If I'm not too mistaken, I reckon that's a couple of Ninecliffe supporters or players behind the ground on the fence over there, because I recognise a couple of the shirts.
Oh.
They've come to have a look after their win today.
We've got a player there in a bit of stress is Tommy Mavros. Not sure what happened. There's a report here. Mavros looks stressed. And the field umpire's asked Mavros to turn around, taken his number. So I assume that he's the hittee, not the hitter.
Yeah, it looks like he...
because he's got the kick.
Yeah, he didn't really want that kick either.
Away they go.
So they're the sort of things St Mary's don't need coming into finals footy, is someone getting themselves into a bit of trouble.
No, you're right.
When you're nearly 100 points.
It's silly, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, we don't know the circumstances, and I suppose we'll find out during the week. Harrison Ling hasn't made a mistake. Number 16 for St Mary's. Solid defender. They're all solid down back there for the Saints. And they haven't got Churgman, who's probably the best of the lot. Forward they go, a series. The old 1-2. Benjamin Brown. Sold the dummy. Onto the non-preferred left. Oh, he put him under his teammate under pressure there. But they're working hard. This time, Stroll in onto the left foot. Goal. Wonderful, wonderful work there, Joel Garner. Didn't even need the long run up there.
No, he didn't. That's his first one in the crowd like that. There's not a big crowd in here tonight, as you'd imagine, but they make a lot of noise, and there was a big hit a few minutes ago, and the umpire got a lot of help from the crowd that was here.
Seth Harris, just an unsung hero, isn't he?
So you think this result now, looking at the ladder, St Mary's will end up on top with a week to go?
Do you want that? You want top position?
It'll get the week off after. You wouldn't want to be Southern Districts because they can't get it now, of course, but they would have had a week off and a week off and then a week off.
Yeah, yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking about. Yeah. I suppose the bye comes into it, but St Mary's don't sort of, it doesn't affect St Mary's because they don't have the bye in the last round. Anyway, back in the middle, and certainly Paholke, he's gone out of the contest. Gook gets it. Paredes round the corner. The busy Benjamin Brown onto the right boot. So it doesn't matter to him. Oh, couldn't quite hang on to it. And the ball was cleared by Paholke. Paholke gets it out to a teammate.
Barrett's laughing about that one. He did say something to him as we walked back.
Serves you right. Forward they go. Long, over the top. Parnell puts it on the ground. The rangy Kieran Parnell, the vice-captain. He's the most recent goal kicker. Onto the left boot, Joel Garner. Off the short run up this time. Lant sitting in the forward pocket. Probably half forward, between forward pocket and half forward, and the ball is out of bounds. 45 metres around from the St Mary's goal. Right half forward, grandstand side, going to the airport end in this third term. It is St Mary's comfortably. I didn't see them take the helmet, take the cap off and kiss the emblem. 102 points. 102 plays 8. Boundary umpire tossed it in. Lant working hard. Kicked it off the ground. Another possession, I suppose. Hams kicks it forward nicely. Riley Boyle, rangy young player. Still inside defensive 50, making hard work of it. Hams, he'll clear it. Will he clear it? No, he won't clear 50. Why don't they bang it forward? I mean, I'm not the coach and I don't know too much about it, but they're just mucking around. Sooner or later, their skills will turn up and be deficient. Onto the non-preferred left. He's hungry. He is hungry, Jackson Calder. Jackson, Hams. Kyle Hams. Still inside their defensive 50. Paredes pinches the football. And it was out of bounds, said the boundary umpire. And the boundary umpire, she is the person closest to the action and probably got it right.
And you're right, if they keep Learising in their back 50, Palmerston, they're going to get gunned and stuck. And that's
sooner or later.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. There's too much talent in that midfield there for St Mary's to be messing around the back line.
Young, beautiful, outside defensive, and look what happened. Will Robinson, calm down.
Well into time on in the third quarter here. And no, the towards zero round.
Declan Barnett, Broderick Church, lumbers after him. Long, into the corridor defensively. Gallus, off the side of the boot, but Benjamin Brown has it. Brown, crossed by hand, another handball to Ted Castle. Ted Castle, space, he's got 10 metres, chips nicely in the direction of Calder. We're talking Calder, but by gee, I tell you what, Barrett has done very well.
He's won that one.
He has indeed. A series of handballs. He's still mucking around defensively. This time the clearance comes nicely to Barnett. Woof, Barnett goes. How far does he go? Only as far as Kieran Parnell. Parnell got plenty of options. Robinson mucking around to Long. I suppose they can afford to muck around when the score is 102-8. Long sets something up, goes forward on the wing, close to the interchange area, runs his full measure, kicks inside forward 50. 3-on-1, and one of the three takes the mark And that player is Hams. Drop the mark, clever tap forward. Parnell, beautifully done inside. Gets it in there to Davies. Chip, 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 chip kick. Palmerston. Sooner or later, the skill area will come about. Brandon McConnell. Well done to him. Well done to him again. Threw the ball away.
Yep, he's going to ping-pole the ball.
And once again,
put the boot into it.
Ted Castle inside as a player. Robinson under a bit of pressure that time by a pretty good player in Declan Barnett for the Palmerston Magpies.
He's about 15 metres away from his mark. The umpire was very nice to him there.
Yeah, you're right. Over the back, who can take the mark? Calder, he's got 3 to beat. Philip Wills gets the ball back to Hams, touched off the boot. Calder's second effort in there. High tackle in there? No, very, very good tackle. I'm not sure about the effort for the St Mary's player to get rid of the football. They seem to be picking on poor old Jackson Calder in there a little bit. Some weary soldiers out there, I think, Nick.
Yeah, it's been a long season.
Dylan Lant.
That was his 30th possession for the game.
Over to Hams. Hams by hand. Gets it out to Paholke. Paholke goes forward. Outside defensive 50. Kicked it out there, so it's 2.5. It's a kick and a half at least to get back. Vallejo. Too late, she cried. It is three-quarter time. 15-12, 102, 128. St Mary's in control.
Yeah, by 94 points. We'll be back with you soon here at TIO Stadium for the Towards Zero round and the final quarter.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
We're back for the final quarter of the round 17 action of the no more, the towards zero round of the 23-24 TIO Men's Premier League game, St Mary's versus Palmerston. My name is Nick Danks and I'm joined by my commentary partner this afternoon, or this evening, Ian Butterworth. Ian, your thoughts on the final quarter?
Look, I think the final quarter is probably going through the motions a little bit, but at St Mary's they led by 25 at quarter time, 65 at half time, and now 94, so they've just increased the lead. And let's just see if Palmerston can go close to winning a quarter. They didn't kick a goal in the first, they kicked one in the second, they didn't kick a goal in the third quarter, and even though they've had a couple of good players, or 3 or 4 good players, certainly their defence has been under huge amounts of pressure, and the scoreline probably reflects the game.
Yeah, kicking with a slight breeze at the moment, not a big one, so but they did kick their only goal in at that second quarter.
Kieran Parnell down back, and he's just been watching all of the action, and runs his full measure, gets it out to the man, and they kicked it forward. And the man he got it to, of course, was Nathaniel Paredes, and we were saying a bit earlier, Paredes to Calder, Lant to Calder. That time it was Paredes to Calder, and Calder to line up for number 6. Has 53 for the season, the reigning Dennis Dunn medalist, chasing Brander on 61, Magro on 61 with 1 round remaining. But Calder is not finished. Can he kick it?
But Brander has finished because they've on the bye now, of course.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? And there it is, number 6. Didn't kick a goal in that third term, so we're espousing the virtues of Tate Barrett, who is his direct opponent at fullback, or if you like, at least he's picked the hard tag up on Calder, and Tate Barrett down back for Palmerston, done a good job, even though his opponent Jackson Calder, has kicked 6 goals for the game and has got 54 for the season.
And of course, it's towards zero road safety round. Over the last 10 years, a significant proportion of territory road trauma was related to alcohol, speed, or not wearing a seatbelt. More than 1/3 of all people who die in vehicles are not wearing seatbelts. That's a terrible stat. So, of course, the towards zero road safety round, a big one here in the top end.
Indeed. Ball back in the middle. St Mary's immediately go forward. Dragged off the footy. It was probably over the footy. Souter inside, told to go back. Come on, it's getting late. Souter this time, second effort. Gets it, Paredes. Paredes runs to inside forward 50, and the mark taken this time by Charlton Offermans. Offermans kicked a goal in the second term. Pretty good player, this fella.
Yeah, he's been pretty busy tonight. He did snap that one early in the second term. He's kicked a few this season.
Offermans, right of centre. He is a right footer, so it doesn't suit him. Distance, not an issue. Doesn't matter. Does not matter one iota, because Charlton Offermans has 2 for the game, and he joins the multiple goal kickers. Dewsbury has 2, Offermans has 2, Dylan Lant has 3, and Jackson Calder a lazy 6.
Of course, round 18 next Saturday. We've got 4 big games on. 2 p.m. at Tracy Village Wanderers versus Tiwi Bombers. 3:30 back here at TIO, Darwin Buffs and St Mary's. 6 o'clock at DSC Arena Pint versus Palmerston. And 7 o'clock at Darwin Masno Nightcliff Oval. A preview of finals footy as the Tigers take on Waratah. Southern Districts have the bye.
Southern Districts have the bye, so there's no chance of finishing minor premier, Southern Districts. So they'll shape up again the following week, won't they?
Yeah, looking at the draw, I think the finals, first week of the finals will be Nightcliff and Southern Districts, and Waratah and Pint.
Lant gets the ball forward in the Souter direction. Souter keeps the ball forward, feigns it, and is out of bounds, so that suits at right half forward. A lump of a lad, Bodie Souter.
That's, of course, if St Mary's get over Darwin Buffs and Nightcliff get over Waratah next week, that will be the final. That first week of the final, though, Nightcliff and Southern Districts will be a beauty, and Waratah and Pint will be a great game as well.
But a week's a long time in footy. Has anyone ever said that?
Yeah, so it's 3 days. So,
Paholke goes forward, cut off. Parnell. No mark taken. Ball on the ground. tried to barge his way through is Declan Barrett. Ball, Barnett. Swings onto the left boot. St Mary's, the recipient of the free kick, over the top. That's got to be a free kick. Surely unrealistic attempt, but nonetheless, outside and left full forward. St Mary's deep, which is pretty much where they've been all game, haven't they? Deep in attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
so 29 scoring shots to 3 tells the tale, doesn't it?
Yeah, so inside 50s a plus 36 to St Mary's.
Goodness, that's just...
Been inside 49 times to 13.
Well, there they go. Paholke under pressure. Been a good player. Throws it back to the skipper, Philip Wills. To bring the ball back. What's he spied? Not much, so he runs his full measure outside. This in the Gook direction. Ball on the ground, Ted Castle. It's just so clever and just so clean. Was he whacked after he just... Oh, and a lovely mark, and straight back he'll go for number 7.
They have pinned him out today, Calder. They've looked for him a few times. That was a perfect attack move, though, that one there. They didn't go out of their way. They just dropped that on the goal square, and the big man overreached his defender.
Ted Castle. Smooth mover. Got it into Calder. Calder has 6. Surely. I reckon they should say, one of the commentators, Butters, come down here and take the kick. I reckon I could have done the same thing. Calder has 7.
Somebody must have had a word to, because the last time he got the kick from that distance, he put it out in the street. Bit hard on that end, though, with the Michael Long centre there, but we've already lost one footy tonight.
Well, maybe they said, you're paying for it.
Yeah, he didn't put his foot through that one like he did the first one.
Well, there was no need, was there? There was no need, and the game's done and dusted. 120 plays 8. St Mary's leading 18-12, 120. Palmerston Magpies 1-2-8, and we're just 6.5 minutes into Q4.
Yeah, St Mary's plus 43 in kicks, 38 in handballs, 81 total disposals. The only thing they've lost is the hit-outs, minus 18, but the clearances is plus 16. So it's pretty much showed the game today, and pretty much what you expected.
Page one's the tap in the middle. The clearance, Such Taylor. Gets the ball forward. This time, just couldn't quite reach it. They just cannot buy a goal, can they, Palmy? Maybe that'll be the... Picked up that time, not 15. Good call by the field umpire. The defence of St Mary's, watertight, as I said. He's sitting on the football. He's going to be pinged. He is pinged. No attempt whatsoever to knock the ball out that time, and that was Luke Davies. Correct decision by the field umpire, in my view. To kick on goal, Riley Boyle.
Yep.
Surely, directly in front. Man on the mark. Just inside 50. Boyle kicks on goal. Looked okay off the boot, but unfortunately swung it to the left-hand side. Minor score, and St Mary's play the quick ball. The cameraman is a little bit late in picking that up. St Mary's sold the dummy. Jacob Long has not made a mistake. What's he going to do here? Kicks across the face of goal, and he didn't make a mistake. Gallus made the mistake. Gook kicks it off the ground and kicks a goal. Well, it was the mistake, not by Long, but certainly by Gallus. And Big Matty Gook kicks the goal. So they register their second goal for the game. Palmerston Magpies. Two 14 they are, the Palmerston Magpies. St Mary's 18-13, 121.
Coming up to the 10th minute mark here of the final quarter.
Ball back in the middle. The clearance, Hams. They've actually put Hams into the middle. Kicked off the ground. Palmerston kicked off the ground again. That time Paholke. Will Robinson down there. Holding onto the football. Give it to me, said the field umpire, but Palmerston in attack. 60 metres from their goal. Conway knocks the ball down. Series of handballs. Lant continues. Won't get 50, but will certainly get into the 30s. Over the back. Well done that time by Tate Barrett. A long way out of his goal.
Pinged him for deliberate.
Yeah, didn't have much option, did he? Under a fair bit of pressure. Barrett now, where's Jackson Calder? Where's Jackson Calder? Has 7. Tate Barrett, his direct opponent. They kick the ball forward. Over the top. Picked up again by Seth Harris. Been very good. There's Calder.
Yeah, on his own.
Yeah, and there's poor old Tate Barrett. He's a bit of everywhere. Calder, he's kicked a bit onto his non-preferred left. Kicks it and kicks it nicely. Well done to Jackson Calder. Picks up the man there in Joel Garner. And Garner is a multiple goal scorer. He has 2. No, he doesn't. He has 1.
Yes, 1, yeah. It's not a textbook kick, Calder's, is it? It's a bit wobbly
No,
sometimes.
that's right. Even on his preferred right. Yeah. You're quite right.
Just wobbles about a bit.
Garner off the short run up. Kicks on goal. Does it nicely, as left footers do. Garner.
That was textbook.
Yeah, Garner has 2. Offermans has 2. Dewsbury has 2. Dylan Lant has 3. And Jackson Calder, he has 7 for the game. And goal scorers for the Palmerston Magpies. Declan Barnett got a goal in the second term, the first one for the Maggies, and that was at the 22.5 minute of Q2. And it was just recently Matthew Gook off the ground in the final term. It's a bit academic. 19-13, 127.
So 112 points. That's going to push St Mary's to the top of the ladder with 1 week to go.
55 goals for the season for Calder. Start of the game on 48 and 7. That gives him 55. Conway wins the ball. Lant handballs back. Harris dispossessed. Prior opportunity. Well done that time to Such Taylor, who's been useful. Such Taylor swings onto the left boot, but gets it only as far as Harris and Ling. And Ling takes the mark deep in defence for St Mary's. Ling picks out teammate. Forward they go. Chip, chip, chip. Away they go again. Here's the left foot. The right foot goes forward. Not a terribly good kick by Vallejo. Pushed off the football. Tate Barrett, who's done very, very well, even though he's had 7 against him, but he doesn't give up. But it's just the pure weight of numbers. Taken high, Ted Castle, surely to goodness. Play on called the field umpire, who's been the umpires have been very, very good. Probably missed that one. Ted Castle second even, but St Mary's are not whinging and whining about it. I mean, it wasn't paid, so play on. They play the whistle. Vallejo gets it back out to Lant. Lant dispossessed.
Yeah, dropped the ball there, Lant did. I don't think he really wanted that handball as he went past. And got himself into trouble straight away.
And our man Barrett. Barrett. The hard tag the whole game. Gets it to Gook. Gook very clever by hand. Kicked a goal earlier in the term. A series of handballs. St Mary, Palmerston love the handball. Kick it forward. They kick it forward, but kicked once again under pressure, and the defence led by Kieran Parnell. Parnell will bounce his way out of defence, goes wide on the outer, outside the corridor. Parnell has just been imperious. So is this man, Seth Harris. Immaculate kick. Garner onto the left boot. Who's he looking for? He's looking for Dylan Lant. Racked up probably number 35.
At least he's had about 3 or 4 this quarter. Cook's just coming off then, just a bit of a cramp from the big man. He got a bit of a knock. Yeah, 35 possessions for Lant at the moment. It's 36 he's lining up for. Closest one to him, Harris has got 27 and Offermans has got 25. And for the Tigers, for the Magpies, we've got Young on 30 and Harms on 23.
Yeah. So some big numbers, but they're defenders. Lant going for number 4 and just does everything so easily, doesn't he? Dylan Lant has 4, but certainly Jackson Calder leading the way on 7, which gives him 55 for the season. St Mary's, just as importantly, 20-13-133. Palmerston Magpies, 2-3-15. 14 and a half minutes. And who's counting into Q4?
Yeah, it's the time now where you think that St Mary's will start putting the cue in the rack, but unfortunately Magpies have just not had the pressure on them today as 15-minute mark of the final quarter.
Back in the middle, Big Page. Gee, he's been good in the ruck, hasn't he? But his team just can't get the clearance. Toa got that. Paredes got a mountain of clearances. To me, said the field umpire, and Joel Garner hands it back to the field umpire. Page and Toa, similar size and shape, both those players. Play on, called the umpire, ducked into the tackle. Very good umpiring. Over the top was Calder. Jumps in for number 8. Jackson Calder jumps in for number 8. Probably could have had a dozen. Misses to the right-hand side.
119-point lead now, 15 and a half minute mark into the final quarter. Southern Districts, of course, moving. St Mary's, of course, moving to the top of the ladder now. Nightcliff second and Southern Districts in third.
Waiting. Young. Spots a teammate. Half volley. Picked up. Kicked outside defensive 50. The mark taken down there. That time by Luke Davies. Hasn't had a lot of it, but by gee, what he does nicely. So does this man. Onto the left boot. Mark dropped. That's the first mistake he's made in about 7 seasons of NTFL football, Dylan Lant. But his second effort was pretty good. Gets the ball across to a teammate, and another prolific possession getter, Seth Harris.
It's his 30th possession for the day.
Harris.
Already kicked one.
There's the paint of 50. Swings it around. Distance an issue. The defence, Young. Calder got the ball. Somehow Calder got the ball and has nailed number 8. 4 for the third, for the final term. 4 in the second term and 1 in the first. So he didn't kick a goal in that third term.
No, he didn't. He had about 3 grabs of that ball. Then it was just bouncing around, and eventually it fell right for him and popped it over their heads for as you said, his 8th goal of the match.
56 for the season. So he's snapping at the heels of Brander and Magro. In the Dennis Dunn, the race for the Dennis Dunn, the reigning Dennis Dunn medalist. I reckon he's won the last 2, Calder. Certainly he's the reigning Dennis Dunn medalist. Toa, Page, dead heat in the middle. Young couldn't get it. Hams does. It goes on the left foot, but only as far as Harris, and Seth Harris. If he's not the best player on the ground, and he's probably not the best player on the ground, but he's certainly the second best player on the ground.
Certainly knocking on the door. I mean, Dylan Lant's now 37 possessions. He's had 29 possessions, but he's been all over the ground and played pretty well.
Has indeed.
We've got a 119-point lead at the moment, St Mary's, and 95 more possessions as well.
So they've just dominated in every position. Paholke, been very good for Palmerston. It's not a contradiction, he has been very good. Down back, Robinson and Parnell work off each other, working like the well-oiled machine that they are. Ling clears defensive 50. Toa. Up they fly. Lant couldn't quite take the mark. Suter got a strong body. Suter, they need him. Kicks the ball off the ground. Clever inside, dispossessed. Play on called the field umpire, who didn't have prior and hung on to a little bit there, but the boundary umpire will do the action because the field umpire says throw it in. Well, he probably said please. I don't know whether they say please anymore. We used to always say please.
Yep. Pace has come right out of this game now, though, as we're coming into time on in the final
Going
quarter.
through the motions, you're quite right. Yeah. Just about to tick into time on in the last. Pace and Toa, clever. Kicked off the ground, Lant. There's another stat. Kicked it outside defensive 50. That's where they should have gone. Again, a bit of a skill error that time again by Palmerston. Riley Lua couldn't take the mark. Over the back. Where's Calder? Runs into an open goal and nails it.
Yep. Had time to take a bounce in the 50 then. That was about the time he had. He says sorry to Calder for not chipping it over the top to him, but Calder said that's fine.
Charlton Offermans. So Offermans has 3 for the game. Yeah, he could have done, couldn't he, over the top?
Yeah, he looked at it, but I think he got the wave on by Calder to just say keep going.
Well done to him.
131-point lead now to St Mary's. Time on in the final quarter. In this lower game, Ian, we must go through. So your best on grounds, you've got to...
look, some good plays. Dylan Lant was very good. Jacob Long down back, didn't make a mistake. Nathan Paredes on ball, fantastic. Kieran Parnell down back, just watched all the action, was excellent. Seth Harris, very good, over 30 possessions. Joel Garner, good player. There's Paredes once again, another stat. Brody Souter on the half forward. And I thought Benjamin Brown's game, probably the best game I've seen him play.
Yeah, me, same here.
So very good for quite a number, of course. And there's Lant once again, and Lant kicks on goal and gets his 5th of the game. So he just does everything, Dylan Lant. And for Palmerston, I thought the best player, certainly Tyson Young was their best player. Alexander Paish in the ruck, tireless, very good. Declan Barnett in the midfield, good. Miles Paholke, a bit of a swing man all over the ground. And I thought a special mention to Tate Barrett, even though 8 goals to his direct opponent, but Tate Barrett was under pressure right from the first second of the game.
Certainly was.
So no doubt that Dylan Lant. I wonder how the umpires see it. I wonder if Dylan Lant. Well, he's the reigning Nichols medalist, so probably he's a bit of a sweetheart for the umpires.
Yeah, and in the middle of the way he is and where he plays around the ground, he's always doing something in front of umpire. If he gets one more touch in these last couple of minutes, he'll have 40 possessions, so slightly down on last week. But I'll take 40 possessions in round 17.
But but he's not a chatterbox. I don't think that he's a chatterbox, and. There's been some very good players. There's a player that's played centre-half forward for North Melbourne, and they reckon was one of the best players ever to play the game and didn't win a Brownlow medal. Not that that's the be-all and end-all, I suppose, because he was a premiership player a couple of times for that club. There's Paredes. He's a premiership player as well. He's a best and fairest winner player as well. He's a captain, a premiership captain for St Mary's as well. Seth Harris inside and looks for the man with the name. Joel Garner. Garner has 2 for the game. Left footer. Sweet spot for him. And like most left footers, the ball will come sweetly off the boot. Garner runs in, kicks. It was sweet off the boot. The goal umpire says, thank you. Garner has 3 for the game.
That was St Mary's 200th kick for the game as well. They've got 64 more than Palmerston. They've controlled this game all the way through. 105 extra disposals as well. So apart from leading by, 143 points.
I can't do the sum.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
I'm sure you are. 158. Take away 15 gives you 143.
That's what I got.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
This abacus I've got works well, yeah. And of course, it's the towards zero road safety round here in the top end.
Back in the middle, Paich and Toa. Toa got the tap. St Mary's get the clearance through Ethan Knight. Up forward, over the back, might have 6, might have 6, might have 6, does have 6.
Dylan turned around then, looked at the umpire waved him to keep going, and he went, all right, I will, I'll go and kick my 6. It's 149 points now. I had a feeling when this is what was going to happen. I was hoping it wasn't, but it certainly just chipped away at it. And I mean, it was only 25 points at quarter time, 65 at half, and we thought, here we go, 94 at three-quarter time, and then 149 points now. So it's been a big final quarter for St Mary's.
It has indeed. And my dog sitting at home waiting for me to come home, he'll be very worried, I'm sure.
Do we get overtime when it ticks 2 minutes past 10?
I think we can claim it, can't we? Certainly the dog will want it. I'm not taking the dog for a walk tonight.
No, I wouldn't.
Back in the middle, Page, Conway. Hams over the footy. He had barely got the energy to get up, blow the siren and get it over and done with. Conway, a fan of free kick. Who's it going to? No one knows, and I don't think anyone really cares. It might be a 6-6-6 infringement because it's right in the middle of the ground and I couldn't see a free kick in there. Over the top they go. Paredes running past. Gets it out to Garner. Garner kicks to the square. Over the back, Calder can't take the mark. Hams clears by hand. Gets the kick outside defensive 50. When they kick it outside defensive 50, at least it takes a kick and a half, 2 kicks to get it back.
Yeah. Ball just run away from both of them then.
Harrison Ling.
Looking for a boundary umpire. It's a fair way behind them.
And even the boundary umpire's on overtime too.
It's been a long afternoon.
After 10 o'clock and the siren still hasn't gone. Grandstand side. St Mary's slightly in attack. Surprise, surprise. Conway over the back. Fresh air shot. Free kick. Might have said it before, no one knows, and I don't think anyone cares after 10 o'clock, but it's big Alexander Paish. Hasn't had much of the footy, but by geez, won his fair share of the taps and been very, very competitive in all areas. Been terrific.
Still a bit of pushing and shoving here go to the back line for Palmerston as we come into the 26 and a half, nearly 27-minute mark of the quarter.
Philip Wills working hard defensively. Paredes, can he kick a goal? No, because he goes to Lant. Lant has 6. I haven't got any room left on my sheet. Dylan Lant goes short, does it nicely to Calder. Calder directly in front. It might be the last kick of the game. He has 8 and 56 for the season.
That was Lant's 42nd possession.
Oh, goodness. Calder to kick on goal, directly in front. What's he done? He's kicked number 9, which includes 4 for the final term.
Absolutely. We were chasing 12 or 13, wasn't he? And so he's taken a chunk out of it.
Yeah, well, he was chasing 13, you're right, for 48 to 61. Now he's moved to 57, so he's just a lazy 4 behind.
Yep. And of course, games next week, 2 o'clock at Tracy Village Wanderers and the Tiwi Bombers, 3 o'clock at TIO, Darwin Buffs and St Mary's, 6 p.m. at DXC, Point and Palmerston, and 7 o'clock at Darwin, Mazda, Nightcliff Oval, the Tigers and the Tars. Southern Districts have the last round off.
I wonder if there are any children still awake, if they're here, if they're still awake.
There's still there's a couple moved out.
I've never known a game to finish so late.
Oh, there was a late one the other night at Gardens Oval as well, because I got home and turned it on and they were still playing when I thought we should have finished. So there was, the guys got busy last week as well.
Here we go, forward again. Over in front, well done. And gee whiz, Tyson Young, he's been such a powerful player. Philip Wills hasn't made a mistake all game. Wills, there's his first mistake. You give him a rap and what happens? Wills kicks it outside defensive 50, does it nicely to Paish. Paish onto the right boot, goes forward, over the back. Mulholland couldn't get it. Gallus hasn't had anything to do all game. Well, not anything, but not much to do all game. But they go forward, and Harrison Ling, just been terrific. Ling There it is, the
There
final
it is.
siren. 26-14. 26-14. It's 170 to St Mary's. Magpies, Palmerston Magpies, 2-3-15, and it is, I reckon, 10:05 at night.
So we'll wrap this up quickly. Quickly go through the goal scorers. If you,
oh goodness, 7 to, or was it 6?
6 to Lant.
6 to Lant and 8 to Jackson Calder.
6, 7, 9, I think. 3, 6, 9 to Calder.
9 to Calder, 6 to Lant, 9 to Calder. I can't even add up.
All right, we'll give you the break. It's 7 minutes past 10 here on the top end. It's been a pleasure to host this evening. My name is Nick Dax. Be joined by Ian Butterworth. We'll catch you next week for round 18 games. See you then.